Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Terra Cactus. It's just because you can't, well, you know. She felt silent and pursed her lips. And first met her, I didn't notice it was much fearfulness and shyness about Doris as I was seeing them. You're all holding back something. Do you think I haven't noticed that? Finally, Nemo has shown his true face. He's watching us, sniffing around. Come on, try telling me that I'm wrong. I was taken aback, Yelkov smiling disposefully, and managed to get the upper hand. He twisted the meaning behind his words completely. I'm not sniffing around. I'm trying to adapt. I don't know where this truth and where's the lie. I don't even know who I am and where I belong. I'm forced to learn a lot of new things I don't even know about myself. What about the world in general? Did you do anything useful for us today? How did you prove yourself? Do you think you can be trusted? What makes you worthy to learn our secrets? Yalkov was playing a foul game. His loaded questions made me center of the attention. What should I do? So the only way for me to prove my sincerity is not going to betray you by killing someone. By killing someone? Is that it? Killing is radical measure, but if you take a radical action, that means you don't hesitate. If you kill our enemies, that means you are on our side. That's why I'm asking you. Radicalism will never help you solve anything. People die from it. There's a war for it. For now, I can't say for sure, but I'll fight by your side. There are too many things I still don't know and don't remember about my past, so I couldn't make the decision right now. You can always start over from scratch. Perhaps this is your chance. Ruth smiled happily and made an expression even darker. Maybe, but I'm not ready for that yet. Yalkov came closer. I was watching the expression on his face. A sarcastic grin wouldn't even leave his face. He was eyeing me as if I was flying a spider web. And when will you be ready to decide? During your last moment before your death? In that case, you won't have any time left, I'm afraid. I felt irritated. Why wouldn't he understand? Would he be forcing me to take a choice right then, unaware of what I was doing? Unbeknownst to Yalkov, I took out the revolver I still had for me behind my back and aimed it at the chest of my opponent. Yalkov looked down at me and smiled. Nemo shows more and more true colors. Our eyes met again. I don't take radical actions. Everyone has a chance. This one is yours, so take it. Yalkov unclenched his fingers from one hand, freeing his gun from my grip. I still remember how merciful you are. After finishing his remark, he turned and walked a few steps away. Helga aggressively inhaled the last whiff, stubbed out the cigarette, sneezing it, squeezing it in her fist, and dropped it to her feet. She left the room and Ruth rushed after her. Once they disappeared behind the book, Hans made a dash for the cigarette end, picked it up carefully and put both his hands in examining it for a few seconds, and spellbound, put it in his pocket. Apart from me, nobody noticed the strange behavior. Oliver waited for us to leave the room and close the door behind us. Nobody said another word. It was in no hurry to open my mouth either. Good that they believed me. Their trust was crucial for my fate. I felt the only one that would help me to learn the truth about myself, yet unknown secrets of the world. We could actually get to the canteen about nightfall. Before this was helping me resolution of the camp walls. Cleaning our clothes and washing ourselves over common activities didn't help to close the gap between the soldiers and the squad and me. I still felt like a stranger. However, the future seemed frightening. I intended to fulfill a promise I gave to the commander. They still don't reject me, but they're only observing me. Ran to the canteen and I caught sight of a hideous cake which had turned witness to Doris cooking this morning. Did I really have to eat that? I have a surprise for you, the most exceptional, most original cake in the world. I pointed both hands to her creation. This feast for your eyes, isn't it? An omen helped avoid the horrible mistake. Doris winked at me cheerfully and quickly looked around at everyone who gathered, feeling guilty for helping the creation of the exceptional meal. How long are you going to keep this up? We've told you multiple times we don't eat your cooking. This time it's different. It's special, not like the previous ones. To prove her words, Doris started nodding energetically and backing off towards her culinary creation. That crankiness again. Everyone sat down on the benches of the table without much enthusiasm. And where Elise still on interrogations? Yes, usually interrogation is a time-consuming process. Doris, together with Hans, serving the treat. It was the best time for me to remember how she tried to pull out the pea out of her inside of her cake with her bare hands. I didn't dare say anything aloud. In a minute, Hans felt guilty sawing the plate in front of me. I looked down at the dish. A glop of meat with overcooked vegetables, seasoned generously with raw eggs, appeared to be even worse at closer look. Malkov got to the next serving and was sitting at the right of the back face the mask. He never took narrow delight and noticed my reaction. Bon appetit. You too? You're gonna eat this? Would you like me to treat you? I don't eat food that's not cooked by me. No thanks, I'm not very hungry. Do you cook your own meals? Rufa was sitting the opposite side of the table with Helga answered for Yelkov. Don't you get it, Nemo? Yelkov is wrong in the head. He lives in his own world with traitors and liars. He thinks you get rid of him, although that's where we're right. Ruf roughly stabbed her dinner with a spoon and Yelkov frowned. This is exactly why prestigious will never hurt. One of you could easily secretly add some arsenic or cyanide to my plate. Actually, the food was served from a common plate. But the serving that I got was best taken from a certain side. Someone could have added poison in advance to make the death look like an accident. Could you not see that brought the dish, Nemo? It was Hans, I think. Exactly. It is Hans made sure to fill my plate behind Doris' back, and that no one could see him, brought the plate to me. He specifically went around the table he created as a diversion. Again, he just had 2 servings in his hands, and he gave one to Helga and the second one to you. I guess? Why didn't he do it the other way around? Why not bring the first one to me and then Helga? Yelkov's speech was expressive, and then the intention was leading us to only possible answer. That's because Hans is a dirty pervert, and serving Helga as hot as his nasty intentions behind the gluttony of the old Manuel, the only thing I know well. She couldn't finish, and Yelkov wagged his index finger, and Helga muttered quietly, "Stop talking rubbish." Just took my serving, very different from Helga's. Hers looks all neat, while mine is all messed up. Why is that? Because someone mixed something into it? Finished his speech and exposed Hans Yelkov victoriously and pushed the dish away, and then leaned to me. Do you want me to tell you this story from the very beginning and how Hans got this idea, where you decided to poison me in particular, and which you'd want to make me look like? For a long moment I gazed into his black eyes and moved aside. I don't think there's a need for that. My answer didn't surprise Yelkov. He shrugged off and got up to the table and went to one of the windows. I assumed his position as a spectre, started spinning his revolvers and his index finger. Soon Hans took Yelkov's seat and showed his friendly smile and started eating the cake unknowingly. Did Yukov tell you something about me? Or is such a scary look? No, he's just a bit strange. I can't sometimes tell if he's being serious. Ah, right. Neither can I, actually. It's a bit of all of us is a bit strange, aren't we? I didn't try to object, nodded to Hans, and didn't even notice my reaction. He drew closer and started speaking in a whisper. Helga's the most sensible person among us. She's beautiful, tall, smart, and brave. You know, I tried to finishing her cigarettes, and special taste is a potent but bit intoxicating. Han dissolved the broad smile and blissfully closed his eyes and felt a bit uneasy. Right, after those words, Ruth jumped to her seat and hanged open the palms of the table with full force. You little creep, you know you're snatching her cigarettes. Hans blushed all over and took around searching for rescue. Come on, Ruth, maybe there's nothing wrong about that. Maybe, there's some drops of your saliva on it? Ugh, pervert. Where are those cigarettes? Tell me now. Without paying any attention to the dishes, with untouched dinner, Ruth laying down with her stomach right on the table, if she could reach for Hans, grabbing him by the collar, with a frantic strength she drew of her frightened, embarrassed face, looked close to hers. I didn't do anything, just held in a safe place. Due to the excessive stress, Hans stuttered even more. Where? I won't tell you. Now, at least something of Helga's will belong to me. Hans closed his eyes tight and covered his face with his own to protect it from Ruth's punches, about to interfere and pull them apart to fight, started stopping by Helga's quiet but hysterical laughter. She was sitting straight up, laughing with her mouth wide, with a few drops of tear appeared from her eyes. Everyone froze, and Yokov started staring out in the direction. Ruth was the first one to get back to her senses. She pushed Hans from herself hard, barely managed to stay in his seat, and then she crawled across the table to place. It's all your fault. It's all your fault she got so upset, you creep. Helga wouldn't stop. She wasn't the only one laughing by hiccuping as well. Ruth held her tight and patted her on the back in a fatherly manner. Come on, my dear, it won't hurt you anymore. Wolfgang, who was sitting next to me, started writing down some notes in his only diary, and I could hear him quietly mumbling. Ruth gently touched his silky smooth head with a beloved lowering Helga's touching beautiful head with defiant repulsive breathings. I won't let this dirty hands over you'll touch my love. Oh, Ruth, cried Helga, a trembling voice. I looked away and didn't feel that good. This time Oliver's plump figure appeared behind me. He's putting his heavy hands on my shoulders and smiled. You're a funny bunch. Helga's laugh stopped, and she wiped the small tears from her index finger, hardly managing to get loose from Ruff's grip, and then she lit a cigarette. While you had a quarrel here, I went to go see the commander. Ruff jumped up and started staring at Oliver impatiently. Is he all right? Is he injured? He's all in one piece. Elissa, however... Are you sure? Did he check for him? Any signs? Might be surprised with the pain during it. There was a short chuckle and then came from somewhere else near the window. Yalkov was heading towards us. Is that the first time I've noticed your interest in our commander, Ruff? Are you his lapdog or something? Or are you going to inappropriately feelings involved? Ruff flushed with anger. Do I think I'm gay or something? Huh? Helga's my only true love, and the commander is someone I would like to have as a real bromance with. Yakov laughed again. What about Elias? Oh, right. The interrogation is over. Elias will come here shortly and tell you everything. Everyone went quiet while waiting and decided to then take a pause to recover from the absurdity of the scene they just saw. However, Elias did not make us wait long. Soon he appeared in the doorway and stopped for a moment and then approached us. I'd like to apologize for what happened. It's my fault. I was careless again. If not for my selfishness, Hans and Nemo would not get in danger twice. I am sorry. No harm done. At least you're all alive. That's the main thing. Don't worry. And I stood there for a while in fully uncertainty and went on. Who is sitting at my seat? It's Nemo. He can sit here today. Hans sprang his feet and then helped his friend to sit down next to me while Doris cheerfully moved someone's untouched plate of cake without asking any questions and started eating. Once the dinner finished, everyone crowded around Illis. Only Yakov was standing aloof. So what did you learn during the interrogation? What did they say? During the interrogation, nothing special. They didn't say anything for a while, and they confessed they were attacked because they wanted to gain favor with their authorities. What does that mean? They were undergoing training somewhere nearby. There weren't many soldiers, about 40 of them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to be stopping for today. I want you to have a good day. See you in the next episode. Ta-ta.